So many of us are addicted to emotions we're not even, number one, aware of. Number two, we don't even want to be feeling. So many of us are addicted to consistent states, moods, attitudes, perceptions of lack, of guilt, of shame, of judgment, of insecurity. And we don't even realize we're in these states, and we keep creating our perceived reality based off of this vibration. And the thing is, you cannot think greater than how you feel. So the first thing you need to change before you do mindset work, before anything else, is your energy. Because emotion is energy in motion. And as an actress, but also as a facilitator of emotional freedom techniques, I'm trying to put these away, I've understood that most of society and the world, I mean, it's a hugely analytical world, at least for the West, right? Most of society is so afraid of feeling that we stay in our heads. And that's our most limited experience of life, of this third dimension, of this experience with our senses, perceived reality, right? Because we're all quantum beings and there's a world beyond our senses. But so many of us are afraid to actually feel because, you know, emotion is so powerful, it can take over your being. And emotions are meant to move through you. Emotions are energy in motion. If we're in an emotional state longer than about 90 seconds, it's indicative that it's no longer the state, it's our story about being in this state. That's a really key point that I want you to take away from this. Because emotions are meant to be felt. There's nothing wrong with shame. There's nothing wrong with anger. There's nothing wrong with guilt. There's nothing wrong with doubt. It's just if we stay there, right? Whether you want to feel joy or abundance or ease or flow or bliss, those are amazing. And yes, they're more elevated states of being. And they're amazing to feel, experience, and co-create from. But our guilt, our shame, our judgment, our criticism, our doubt, our insecurity, our sadness, our anxiety always has something to teach us. There's always so much wisdom in the shadow, in the contraction. And the gift of this life, of this human experience, our free will is to choose what we want to think, what we want to feel, what we want to ultimately believe. But where so many people I see fall short or have challenges or are confused or say stuck in looping realities, oh, there's a train right now, is their inability to, number one, access certain emotions, and number two, break free from the addictive cycle of being stuck in certain emotions. So, for instance, a lot of the more dense emotions have are really related to the stress hormones. And we get addicted to that. Cortisol is more addictive than nicotine. And most of our lives are triggered from, and most of our world, right, is triggered through the stress hormones, through adrenaline, through cortisol. I mean, it goes back to our biological primitive state as humans, right? There's a reason we have fear, but in our modern world, we don't need to be in a consistent fear-bound state because any organism would break down if they were in such a state. And so often, so many of the challenges in Western society are the physical manifestations have an emotional and energetic root. And when we learn to build a resilient nervous system, right? It's not about being calm all the time or being centered all the time. You're gonna get triggered, you're gonna be stressed. These are good things. We're meant to grow and expand our window of tolerance. It's a resilient nervous system. It's a flexible nervous system. It's accessing the automatic programs inside our being and our subconscious and our limbic brain that control these reactions on autopilot. And the gift of emotional freedom is that you gain mastery not just over your thoughts and your beliefs, but your ability to be a co-creator in this perceived reality. Wow, there's a lot of like animals on the beach right now. This is great. And which is why it's key to be able to access this. I almost wanted to delete this right now. Isn't that amazing? Maybe it's something inside of me that's feeling imperfection, or that's feeling like I got distraction, or that's feeling like, what should I do here? Wow. Yes, I know, I'm in it too. I'm an actress, I'm an emotional manifester in human design. I feel it all. And I actually do not just sense, but know that one of my gifts is ultimately going deep, deep, deep in the muck and pulling back out the gunk and alchemizing it into my power as an actress on stage and on screen, but also with my clients as a facilitator of emotional freedom techniques. And if you are seeking to gain emotional mastery of your reality, if you are seeking to find the inner freedom to finally set yourself free, to not be afraid of the anxiety in your body, or not be afraid of having insomnia from time to time, or not be afraid of getting rejected, or not be afraid of criticism, or not, but like using this ultimately as an opportunity to grow versus something to drag you down, because that's what gets to happen when we gain access to these internal programming. That's how powerful you are. And yes, one tap can change your life. Obviously, like anything, you want to do it in a practice, in a series, which is why I have my 3-week experience, which is literally changing DNA and genetic expression and rewiring brains from the bottom up, right? So much of the world wants us to go top down, and in tapping we go bottom up, because that is the baseline of everything. And if this resonates with your soul, if you're excited to take this next step in your life, in your experience, in your vision, in your dreams, in your highest expression and chosen timeline, all my tapping one-on-one offerings are currently 50% off until December 2nd at 9 p.m. PST. This will not happen again. Investment prices range from $98 to $555. This is an exquisite opportunity to not only bet on yourself and invest in yourself, but love yourself and all that you are on the way to becoming your brightest expression yet, because you deserve that. I don't care about just accessing an achievement or gaining a success metric if I'm miserable along the way. The point is, we don't need to suffer to co-create and receive and embody our highest vision and dreams and chosen timeline. We can do it through joy, we can do it through play, we can do it through purpose and passion and prosperity, and ultimately that is where the overflow of our essence, of our soul is. Oh my goodness, it would be an honor to tap with you. So many of you are signing up and saying yes, and just saying yes. This is what I'm declaring, universe. I'm taking the first step because I deserve this, and I'm choosing to evolve through love, compassion, grace, joy, and play versus suffering, anxiety, density. It's time to embrace your divinity, because you are divine right now, and it's high time that you remember that. If you're new here, it would mean so much to me if you subscribed and joined the ensemble. Give this video a thumbs up if it resonates. I would love to meet you in the comments. You can say, I'm choosing my brightest expression yet. I'll meet you there. All the details to tap with me are below. There's also a free connection call if you want to connect face to face. I believe in you. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah, mwah. Ciao, ciao.